Hey guys, last video we talked about body position at impact, and with this technique how important that is. Body position at impact is what timing is. It doesn't really matter what sport you're playing. If there's a ball involved, if you're playing cricket or tennis or golf, that moment of impact where all the moving parts come together, that is timing. And you regulate that by engineering the other moving parts up until that particular moment in time. And so when we look at the approach, it's all engineered in order for me to get into this particular body position as efficiently as possible with as much momentum as I possibly can. And so having dealt with that a little bit in the last video, I thought it would be another interesting idea is to explore the effects of tees and what they do with regards to what you're able to do with your body and still kick the ball flush. The higher the ball is from the ground, the more it's elevated, the shallower your plant foot has to land. And so the depth of your plant foot relates to how much body weight you're able to get behind the ball. You see, if I'm on a shallow plant foot, I cannot also be back and still kick the ball flush. I will hit the ball way too high because this depth regulates the low point of my swing path. And so obviously does the width of this plant foot. But we've established this technique, the width is pretty wide, and that gives me this balanced body. To go further from that idea, this balanced body also regulates the low point of the swing path. The more balanced I am, the lower my foot will swing. Now, it's an advantage to be balanced, because if I'm balanced, I can be more precise. And so I want the ball to be lower. I don't want to kick it off a higher tee, because it would force me to get my plant foot shallower, and that would force some of my body weight to be ahead of the ball when I'm kicking it. And that's why you see a lot of rugby players with this sort of action. They're crunched, not a very strong body position. They'll argue differently, but it's not a very strong body position, and you aren't able to get as much momentum with your swing and your body simultaneously through the ball because you're stopping on the plant foot. And so if you don't want to stop on the plant foot and you want to kick the ball with momentum and a efficient follow through, you want to get this wide plant foot, balanced body, and you want to lower the ball so that you're able to strike the ball flush while maintaining this body position with your weight behind the ball. And so I'm using what is called a half-inch block. It's just a little piece of plastic that I just put underneath the ball, and this is simply just something that holds the ball. You can use a tee that regulates the height, or that makes the ball slightly lower than what you're used to. And then you can start exploring this concept of kicking the ball with this body position as balanced with as much momentum as you possibly can.